Earlier today, well, the day I'm recording this, Wakanda Forever dropped its second trailer. Of course, it was full of Easter eggs and hidden details in the trailer, and I went through and I made a bunch of notes on what I spotted in this trailer. And you know what, I'm not going to waste any more time because I'm very excited for what stuff I found. I just want to have a little discussion with you guys, see what you guys think. Let's get straight into this, let's go. And of course, spoiler alert, because obviously I will not only be talking about my predictions for stuff in this film, but I will be talking about things that actually happen in this film, and I'll be using things like leaks to show my points. The trailer opens with more shots from what seems to be the funeral for T'Challa. In the first trailer, it has an overhead shot of Queen Ramonda and Shuri, and you could only see a glimpse of what Shuri was holding, but now we get a close-up of what it is, and it's T'Challa's mask. So yeah, I think this kind of just confirms this is like the funeral for T'Challa. I think this will probably be the opening of the movie, and just a way to say goodbye one last time to T'Challa. We also see a close-up of Queen Ramonda's face as she grieves and looks around. And there is a later shot that happens in the trailer. We see Okoye crying as she slams her spear down. I think this will probably happen at the same time because it looks like she's looking onto the throne, and I think, you know, she's just remembering her friend that is no longer here with us. So I think that was probably going to be from the same, like around the same time. Maybe not like as this scene's playing, maybe just after, but I think it'll be around the same time. We then hear Namor speak. This is the first time we actually hear Namor speak in these trailers, and we hear him say,
"Only the most broken people can be great leaders."
So this makes me curious as to whether we're going to see a bit of Namor's background or not. Maybe wonder and see why is he broken. If he considers himself a great leader, what makes him broken? What's happened in his childhood? Obviously, we see in the first trailer shots of a young Namor. We even see, I think, Namor's birth. So maybe we will see like what happened to Namor, what makes him broken and makes him a good leader. But my question is who is Namor talking to here? We do see a shot later with Queen Ramonda, but I don't think he would be talking to Queen Ramonda in this like quiet tone. But it would make sense if he was saying this to Queen Ramonda because obviously she is broken at this time. She has just lost her son, but I don't know. He could be talking to Shuri because obviously he will confront Shuri eventually throughout this film. And I have another person in mind, and this is someone who I think is going to have a very important role in this film, and it is Atuma. Now Atuma has been confirmed for this film. We saw some concept art for him before the trailers came out, and if you look very closely and you just catch it, you can actually see Atuma in this trailer. You see him towards the end, but we'll get more into that stuff later. But yeah, I think Atuma is going to play a big role in this film. So the next thing we see is this boat heist, I'm going to call it the boat heist, which we actually got quite a bit of details about at D23. I think they showed some more footage, and I can just tell you a little bit of what I know. If you want to know like all about that, you can go look it up because it's actually out there somewhere. They did show some footage of this heist at D23. The stuff that they show at D23 never stays silent, it's out there somewhere. But yeah, what happens in the D23 footage is we see Queen Ramonda at this meeting with other world leaders, which we see quite a bit in this trailer. We saw in the first trailer as well. The world leaders ask Ramonda about Wakanda's vibranium, and of course she says, yeah, you guys are not having that because it's way too dangerous to let any of you idiots take it, because look what you already do. And then we actually see this boat heist. Like I said, I'm going to call this the boat heist. And we see these special ops team, this army, are sneaking into this facility that's being run on this ship, and it looks like they are here to like try steal some vibranium. But of course they're stopped by the Dora Milaje, including Okoye. Okoye is there to stop them, which I think we see a bit in this trailer. We see Okoye fighting on the ship. That is actually what happens. We see the Dora Milaje stop this special op team that's actually there to steal some vibranium, but it looks like they're not the only ones trying to steal vibranium or that are attacking this ship, because we actually see some Atlanteans attacking this ship, and throughout this trailer we see people these Atlanteans swimming towards this ship, and I think this attack was led by Atuma. We see, like I said in the later trailer, you actually see a good shot of him. It's Atuma boarding the ship. That's what it looks like, and I honestly think that Atuma is going to be the secret villain of this film. It is reported that Tenaqueta, the actor who's playing Namor, said this about his role as Namor. So this is a quote. If I've misquoted this, please let me know down below. But apparently Tenoch has said, Latin Americans are always the bad guys in Hollywood movies. and now we are the heroes, or an anti-hero in this instance. So from what he says, it seems like Namor isn't going to be the villain of this film, and what I think is going to be Atuma is the true villain of this film, and that Namor is dragged into this conflict with Wakanda because of something that Atuma has caused. And I think this attack on the ship could be the key to what causes this conflict with Wakanda and what drags Namor into this conflict. But I think the true villain behind all of it will be Atuma. And I kind of just realized that I've been saying I think Atuma is going to be villain, it's going to be Atuma, here's Atuma, but I haven't kind of told you who Atuma is. Let me just give a quick summary of who Atuma is. So Atuma is a supervillain from the Marvel Comics. He is from Atlantis, but he actually is depicted as the enemy of Namor in the comics, and he is seen to be the enemy of the Avengers and some stuff. The first time I ever saw Atuma was in the Avengers Assemble show. I don't know if anyone remembers that show, but that's where I first saw Atuma. So yeah, Atuma is not a good guy. Just know that he's not supposed to be a good guy. So I think he will cause this conflict between Wakanda and Atlantis, and he's going to be very thrilled with that. So after we see some more footage of the boat heist, we hear M'Baku speaking. We see M'Baku at his land. So M'Baku calls Namor Kukulkan. Now hopefully I'm not butchering that, but Kukulkan is actually a Mayan mythological god. It's not actually just something made up for this film, and it is something from the Marvel Comics, but it is based on a Mayan mythological god. As M'Baku says, Kukulkan is the feathered serpent god, and he is the god of wind and rain. Yeah, this is how in depth I've gone for this. I've actually started researching Mayan mythology, and I'm not saying I'm 100% right. So if you do know anything about Mayan mythology and you think there's something wrong with what I'm about to say, please correct me in the comments. I'd love to learn, and I love mythology, so I'd love to learn whatever there is about Mayan mythology, so please let me know down below. Anyways, so now of course with mythological gods there's many stories, and one story that really stood out to me is one that I read here, and I'll read it to you. And of course, like I said, if this is wrong, just let me know, please. I'd love to learn. Now one story says that Kukulkan was once a boy who was born as a snake. As he became older, it was obvious that he was the serpent god, and his sister cared for him in a cave, and he grew to a size where his sister was just unable to feed him anymore, so he flew out of the cave and into the sea, causing an earthquake. And to let his sister know that he is still alive, Kukulkan causes earth tremors in the sea. Now the reason this really stood out to me is because what was the big tease that Namor was coming?
Get a reading on those tremors?
It was a mild subduction under the African plate.
Do we have a visual? How are we handling it?
Net. It's an earthquake under the ocean. We handle it by not handling it.
If this is an actual story from Kukulkan, and they were always planning to make Namor an embodiment of Kukulkan, that is so clever that they actually did a story like that. That's actually because, of course, we would think of Namor because of underwater anyway, but if it's an actual story about Kukulkan, that's even cooler, honestly. And I just have to point this out because I know this is not why it's there. I know it's been like this since in the comics as well, but Kukulkan is the feathered serpent, and look what's on Namor's feet. I just had to point it out, okay? I know that's not why it's there, but you know why. Come on, just leave me alone. And I do just want to point out that if you look in the first trailer, the first opening scene where we see Nakia, if you look in the background, it kind of looks like the temple of Kukulkan is in the background there. And as I did more research about Kukulkan, I learned something about the Mayan historical and cultural links. Now, it is believed that there is some links between the Toltec and the Yucatec Maya, but there is debate about which one influenced or dominated the other. This is because the surviving physical evidence is contradictory. For example, there's wall paintings of the Chichen Itza showing scenes of a naval invasion and brutal warfare, but they don't match the stories of a wise and benevolent outsider bringing peace and innovations to the Yucatan Peninsula. Now this stood out to me when I was doing this research. Wall paintings showing scenes of a naval invasion and a brutal warfare. Could this be linked to Wakanda Forever? Now of course naval invasion is obviously linked to the Atlanteans, and maybe we see that through the boat heist, the fact they are attacking from the water, and obviously leading to this brutal warfare between the Atlanteans and the Wakandans. And maybe that doesn't match the things that we see that Namor paints on the walls. Now we see the opening with Namor painting on these walls. Now maybe these paintings depict something completely different to what the Atlanteans are actually doing, and maybe that's not because of Namor, maybe that is because of Atuma, which could represent the difference between the Toltec and the Yucatec Maya. That's just something that kind of came to my mind through this research. It's just the naval invasion, the brutal warfare, and the wall paintings, it's like story just stuck out to me after watching that trailer. So maybe I'm making links out of nowhere, maybe I'm guessing something right, I don't know, you guys let me know what you guys think, but I think there's something there. So of course we see the attack on Wakanda. We see Namor hovering up above the air. We see a clear shot of him with his winged feet. And then we see a shot of Riri Williams and Queen Ramonda standing in the window, and it looks like through the reflection that Namor is about to smash that window open. And then of course we see the floods in the streets, and there's a shot of Shuri that comes up where she's looking outside, she's looking worried. But if you look at the shot of Shuri looking outside and compare it to the shot of Riri Williams and Queen Ramonda, you'll notice that the Shuri scene has a more blue lighting. If you look behind her as well, it seems like the flooding has already begun. So the fact that she's looking forward towards this blue kind of lighting, does that mean she's looking at Wakanda already underwater? So this scene that we see her looking out at this water and the flood behind her probably happens around the same time where we see the fire on top of the water around the throne scene. We also see Namor meeting with Queen Ramonda, and that one I really want to know why they even met. Why would Namor go to Queen Ramonda? Why would Queen Ramonda meet with Namor? What are they discussing? My theory is that Namor is talking to Queen Ramonda about Atuma. I know I'm going on and on about Atuma, but I really think he's the key here. I think he's the true villain of this. But anyway, there has to be a reason why they're meeting. Like, are they trying to create a peace treaty of sorts, like stop this war, or what's going on here? Because Namor does look kind of angry, so I want to know what the hell they're talking about. What do you guys think they're talking about here? So the next scenes that we see is this fight scene on the streets. We see kind of like a race between Okoye and the police, and if you look very closely, you will see the first shot we get in this trailer of Ironheart. Now, it was revealed way before these trailers came out that Riri Williams was coming to the MCU, but we didn't know that she'd be coming in Black Panther. We knew that she'd be getting her own show, but the first trailer showed that we are getting her in this film, and now these trailers are showing that we are actually getting Ironheart as well. There has been some leaked toys, I believe, that showed the Ironheart suit, but here we are actually seeing it. We get other shots of Ironheart, there's a clearer shot of the bottom of her suit as it fires towards the sky. We also see an inside the mask shot we see all the time with Tony or Rhodey, but this one to me looks kind of wider than Tony or Rhodey, so it looks like her mask might be bigger, or is it just me? Am I being dumb? Like, to me that seemed like really wider compared to Tony and Rhodey, which seems more closer. But it isn't just Okoye and Riri Williams, there's someone on a bike. Now, at first I thought, is this person chasing them? Is this like the person who's trying to stop them as well as the police? But I don't think so. I think this person is with Okoye and Riri, but who is it? In the first trailer, we see the same person on the motorbike break through some doors, like trying to escape from someplace. So I don't know why what they're escaping from, what Okoye and Riri and this person on the motorcycle have done, but they're escaping from something. And the only two people that come to mind who could be on this bike is either Shuri doing a mission with Okoye or Nakia. But if you look closely in the footage from the first trailer, it looks like the person on the bike is wearing some purple gear, like purple tracksuit or whatever, and we see through the concept art and the posters that is what Shuri wears at some point in this film. So maybe it is Shuri, I'm not sure, but I don't know what these guys are doing. And then we later see that Okoye is on a road facing off against someone. It looks like the car that she was in has flipped. If you notice, the person on the bike, whoever it is, looks like they've been taken down. If you can just about see the feet behind Okoye. I have no idea where Riri is. I think Riri might have got taken down at this point as well. and maybe it's just Okoye left standing. And the question is, who is she facing off against here? Well, if you take a look at the first trailer, there's a quick shot of some Atlanteans on a road facing someone, and I think this is probably who is facing Okoye. Now if you take a look, this is Namor and Atuma. So it's clear that Namor and Atuma were chasing Okoye, Riri, and whoever this was on the bike. We see another shot of Shuri crying in this trailer. We saw that in the first trailer. My question is, when is this happening? We see M'Baku's holding her back, and we see one of the Dora Milaje holding onto her. But when is this? Is this a reaction to T'Challa passing away? Is this a reaction to Namor attacking Wakanda? Or has someone died? That's my question. Has another person other than T'Challa passed away? In the first trailer, it shows that the person holding onto her has a wet arm, so I'm thinking this is probably during or after the attack by the Atlanteans. But is this reaction to Wakanda being flooded, or is this reaction to someone dying? Because I really have a bad feeling. I know this, and I'm probably just thinking too much into it, but I have a really bad feeling that Queen Ramonda is gonna die in this film. Like the whisper Wakanda Forever in the first trailer towards the end, to me, like, just sounded like someone's last words. Like, it just gave me the chills of that. It just felt like, oh my god, someone died and said this. But I don't know, maybe I'm being stupid, but I think this reaction from Shuri, where we see her crying, is most likely after the attack by Namor. Now we also see Namor fighting. He stabs straight down into someone or something, but if you look carefully, you actually see a Black Panther suit behind him. So he's somehow got into the freaking castle or building or whatever you want to call it. He's in there, he's fighting someone, and he's stabbed straight down. So who's he fighting here? Who could it potentially be? Who's in this building where he can fight? Could it be Dora Milaje? Could it be Riri? It could be Shuri, maybe M'Baku. We see M'Baku's in there. It could just be a random god or just like a random person. But just know that somehow we kind of see Namor breaking through anyway, but Namor's now inside the building, in where the Black Panther suits are, and he's fighting there. Okay, so this is future me. I'm just gonna cut in here and say I was very stupid and didn't do the basic thing of slowing down the footage when I was watching it. That is not just a suit, there is someone in it. So if I slow it down, I'm going to show you guys here. When you slow it down, you see that this suit is moving. There's someone in it. Namor is stabbing down on someone else, and behind him the suit jumps up. So whoever's in the suit is fighting Namor at this time and jumps up to either take him off of this person, try save who he's stabbing, I don't know, but you can see that this fight is not just Namor and Black Panther. Namor is fighting two people, or maybe even more. Okay, let's talk about the thing that I know you guys want to talk about. The big reveal at the end. The reveal of the new Black Panther suit. Now first, I just want to say this suit looks beautiful. I know some people have said they think it's over designed, but I think this suit is really nice. I think it's really cool. Very beautiful. But the Black Panther suit has always been beautiful, man. That freaking, such a cool costume. Anyways, so if you clearly look at the design, there's these like white, like pearl-like features. Some above the eyebrows, some going towards the forehead. And if you look carefully throughout the trailers, there's someone who has a similar markings as this on their actual face, and that is of course the person that I think a lot of people have predicted to be the next Black Panther anyway, Shuri. Now we see a close-up of Shuri during the funeral scene, and we see similar markings on her face, so I think it's just really looking like it's going to be Shuri. Even designs on her costume, something that a lot of people pointed out in the first trailer, and you see it here as well. The panther like gauntlets on her arms are very similar to the guns that Shuri has used many times. She uses it in Black Panther, she uses it in Infinity War as well. So I think this it's just really kind of pushing that this is most likely Shuri. Oh, and I always forget to mention something, but before I reveal who I think it also could be, when this new Black Panther lands, or where they do, you can see the kinetic energy power that the Black Panther suits wield flow through the legs. As it lands, it takes the brunt of that force and it pushes it through the suit, which is really cool to see that design is kept in it. Anyways, so the person that I think it also could possibly be is Nakia. Now, when the first trailer came out and we saw the Black Panther suit at the end, I know there was a lot of like evidence that it was kind of going to be Shuri, and there's a lot of evidence through the promo arts, the posters, putting Shuri in the center of everything. it's very obvious that's going to be Shuri, but for some reason, and I'm just going to say because it's just a theory I had, and you know what, I'm not going to go back on it, I thought Nakia might be the one. Now, Nakia has not been shown at all through these, like you see her like pop up once in each of them, I think. I don't know why they're not showing her as much. I don't know like what her plan or what her mission is going to be in this film. Of course, she's lost someone very close to her. She loses the love of her life in this film. A lot of people have theorized that she's going to be having T'Challa's child, so maybe she'll be pregnant in this film, but I don't really know about that. I feel like she could be a runner-up for the next Black Panther. She is a warrior, unlike Shuri. Shuri is very smart and very technological, but Shuri is not shown as a warrior, which Nakia is. Nakia was someone who could have been a Dora Milaje. She's a spy. She's really good at fighting, and not only that, like, but in real life, Lupita Nyong'o is an amazing actress. Like, if you wanted to give someone the responsibility of being such an important character, like Lupita Nyong'o is a person that I would definitely rely on. She's such an amazing actress. If you've seen my X-Men fancast, I said that I think she could be an amazing Storm. I think she's just such a great actress who could bring a lot of power to a big role like this. So it could be potentially Nakia, honestly. But as I said, it's kind of pointing towards Shuri, it looks like. And I know there's a theory that some people say like there'll be more than one Black Panther in this film, which I kind of doubt. I think the only way that would have happened if T'Challa was still going to be in the film. I think T'Challa would have got injured. We would have seen Shuri take on the suit for a little bit and then both of them working together, but obviously we can't have that. So I think it's just going to be Shuri in this film. And this is going to be the last thing I point out, but where Black Panther lands, it looks like she's landing where M'Baku is, where his kingdom is. And you see that she lands on some snowy area. You see behind her is a Dora Milaje, and that is not Okoye, by the way. I'm going to point out that's not Okoye. If you look in the first trailer, you'll actually see a shot of Ayo with Dora Milaje, and it looks like they're cloaked up because they're with M'Baku, and they look like they're looking up at something, and you actually see a shot of M'Baku looking confused at something as well. This I think is where they see the new Black Panther is landing down to meet them. So this is most likely where they're going, and I think where they all are is probably where everybody's going to retreat after Wakanda gets flooded, because they need to escape somewhere. They need to get all these people to safety, so they're most likely going to take them to M'Baku, where M'Baku teaches them about Namor and Kukulkan, because it seems like somehow M'Baku knows about them. I'm not sure why he knows about them. Maybe he just learns about people around him just to be safe. But yeah, so this is all happening where M'Baku is, and it's not Okoye there. I don't know where Okoye is, so I know people thought maybe she'd take the suit, maybe, but I don't think she will. Maybe the part where we see Okoye on the streets is happening at this time, I don't know, but Okoye is not there. It's Ayo with the Dora Milaje. Okay, Future Me is here again because I completely forgot to mention one part that is really important in just finding out who is this Black Panther that just landed. The music that plays is very similar to the music that plays every time we see a Dora Milaje, especially Okoye. You can hear this in the first Black Panther movie. You can hear it in Falcon Winter Soldier when we see Ayo. So maybe this points towards it being Okoye, or even it could be Nakia. But one thing that maybe I'm reaching with this, but have a listen and compare this sound to the Dora Milaje sound. What you'll notice is that Dora Milaje sounds like multiple people are chanting along with this with the song, but here it sounds like one singular person. So could this be someone from the Dora Milaje working by themselves, or could it be a way to symbolize that Shuri is now working by herself? This way bring in a new sound to symbolize a new Black Panther that is Shuri. And that is about everything I found in this trailer. I'm just going through my notes to see if I missed anything. No, I don't think so that is everything. So as I said, I think the secret villain of this film will be a tumor. I think we will see Namor be an anti-hero. He will be in this fight. We will see him fight the new Black Panther, which I think is going to be Shuri, but I don't think he is the true villain. I think the true villain will be revealed to be a tumor. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought of what I've picked out. Let me know if you know anything about Mayan mythology. If I got anything wrong, please let me know. I'd love to learn about some Mayan mythology. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this trailer, what you thought about this breakdown down below, and I'll see you guys next time.